I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the Jeep is making noise again. Sounds like it's the alternator or something like that. One of these belts. See that? Power steering. Something's leaking. I don't think. Anyways, I'm not really sure what noise that is. It sounds like it's from one of these main drive belts. Maybe power steering, maybe not. And I have been jamming out hard on my way home to that song, guys. You should look that up if you don't know what it is. Once again, Jeep will be going back to the shop. As you guys should check out prior to this video, I just did a video on the Jeep going to the shop, and that was because of the power steering pump. Obviously this is hydraulic steering, being an 05, and the power steering pump went out about 147,000 miles or so, and actually is pretty impressive. If that's the first time that the power steering pump went out, that is pretty impressive. And I think it was on its way out, because I mentioned I felt a couple of dead spots, and every once in a while it would get a little noisy, so it was kind of on its way out anyway, so I was really just deferring that happening. But now that noise was occurring when I picked the Jeep up, and the guy said that typically the system needs to be bled, so the new fluid, the new pump, whatever, needs to just pump through. There's air pockets and stuff like that that need to go through. Said after a few days it should be fine, but now it hasn't gone away, and it's been almost a full week. I've driven 50 miles at least, probably closer to 100, and it's still there, and it's just as noisy as it was before, and it's just noise with the RPM. So I don't know if it's something else or it's something new. Hopefully it's not like the alternator. I don't know how it could just be something else all of a sudden, but you never know. Again, I've been beating the piss out of the Jeep recently. So anyways, that is going to be dropped off at the shop tonight and then looked at tomorrow, and I am driving the M3 tomorrow, which is exciting for me because that is the first day I've driven it in like 2 weeks to work, at least, maybe more. So that's the plan tomorrow, and I will keep you guys appraised on exactly what's going on, posts and videos as you guys always like. And I've really turned this channel into a Jeep channel at this point. Like the majority of the comments, especially on the Jeep videos, I mean, those videos are getting just as many views as the old M3 videos ever did. So that is pretty sweet. And it is true, there's no channel really out there that does anything like with the WK, you know, Wranglers and stuff, yes, but now with the WK. So I will keep you guys updated. Alrighty, time to drop the big girl off. Alright, big girl's getting dropped off. If you're wondering, I'm gonna get the thumbnail right here, and I see another Grand over there. Nice little Buick here, as usual. But we're gonna drop her off and check in with you guys when she's fixed. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, time to leave the shop. No noise. Jeep Grand Cherokee that was here last night. A new Wrangler, I must say, modded pretty well. Definitely a critic coming from a Grand Cherokee that was pretty much stock. So, alright, let's go. Gang, gang. Ladies and gentlemen, M3 is out. Drove it today, beautiful day, 50 degrees, and the Jeep is all fixed. And you guys are just gonna have to guess how much it costs. All right, guys, so we're sitting back in the Jeep. I hate to sit in the car and tell you things that are going on, but it's loud out there and there's people going in and out. So I don't have too many more noises than I need to already. Hopefully, as you guys could see and hear, really, the Jeep is fixed for the second time, second power steering pump in 1 week. So what happened is the first time the power steering actually went out, when I was turning, when I was not moving the Jeep or driving anywhere and I was in a parking spot maneuvering, it was extremely loud. And it was hard to turn the wheel, and I kind of knew it was going out anyway. So check that video out, its whole synopsis of cost and all that stuff of what happened the first time around. And then when I left the shop, it was still making a noise. The guy said it was a normal thing. For it to be bleeding, the system would have to bleed. So any air pockets and all that good stuff would be bled out in a few days, which never changed. It was just as noisy. It almost sounded like a supercharger almost, but you could still hear it when the car was idling. So it obviously sounded like crap, like something was wrong. So I went back about almost exactly 1 week later and I told them what was happening. They told me that they put a new power steering pump in, second one, and put new fluid in. And what happened was they think that this different brand, and they put a thicker, so a higher viscosity fluid in the Jeep this time, so they used a different brand. So I guess the other one just wasn't as good. And I do hear like a little bit of noise, but I think that's pretty much normal. I'm happy with it. It's done. And really the thing that you will not believe, that I wanted to clickbait the crap out of you guys, you will not believe how much this cost. You will not believe how much the power steering costs replacing twice in 1 week or whatever. It costs $0. And that's because they fixed it the first time and it wasn't fully fixed or whatever, so they just sort of honored it. I didn't ask for anything. I sort of hesitated, and when the guy called me, he's like, you know, come pick it up, it's ready. I'm like, well, you know, what's the damage? He's like, well, you know, you don't have to pay anything because it wasn't really fixed the first time, and yada yada. So that was a huge win. I was starting to get really stressed about the Jeep breaking and stuff just not being fully fixed, because you hate that when you go to get something fixed, you go out of your way, you change your schedule, and then it's not actually fixed. Even like going twice, it wasn't fixed the first time, and then the second time it wasn't actually fixed. So it was a week-long, you know, to-do. It was driving around for a week sounding like junk, and it's finally fixed. So I'm happy. So that's it, guys. I know this wasn't really like super exciting, but it's an update on the Jeep, and I've learned that like this channel is like so Jeep focused right now, and the Jeep people just stick around. The Jeep is staying. I don't have any imminent plans to really change, because I really like, so this is totally a sidebar to the point of my original video, which is sort of the upkeep, which I will go into. I think you guys like that. I like to put in clips of the Jeep driving. I like to do all cool stuff with the WK. No one really has it online. It's just like, you know, the Stradman. He got the Wrangler, and if you think about it, no bigger YouTube channels have a Wrangler. There's a lot of channels, you know, like lifted trucks and all that stuff, or sports cars, supercars, BMWs, Raptors. You know, there's a lot of like those out there. There's probably like 3 or 4 that I can think of that has Raptors, like Matt Mormon, Joe Knows Best, that Will Motivation. He, I think, just bought a Raptor recently. So there's a bunch of channels out. There's probably other guys too, but there's a bunch of channels that have like Raptors, which is sweet, but like it's not as unique. So this is a very niche place to have a vehicle. But the people who, like, I remember trying to look up, even for like the panel that I wrapped the silver, the chrome trim on my Jeep. There's almost no videos out there. Definitely not on this Grand Cherokee. And there's just very little information, even on the forums. It seems like the guys that buy these cars they're not as into it. Or if they are, they don't really document it. So it's cool to sort of document it in a video and talk about it. So I'm gonna try to kind of be a little bit more in depth than I sort of initially tried. I remember when I started doing Jeep videos, I wasn't as good at making videos. Not that I'm really great now, but I wasn't as into it. I wasn't as charismatic. I wasn't as excited because I didn't really get a lot of views. I didn't get a lot of views in general, but like more people wanted to see a BMW than a Jeep, just in general. I guess sort of the search, more people were looking for, at the time it was a 335 before my M3. You know, I had like some mods to it and a tune, so I did, you know, updates and stuff, and more people liked that, which is kind of how the channel started. And then when I got the Jeep, I wanted to do updates, but like no one cared. But as you just keep pushing it out, you know, don't stop. It's like, I think Casey Neistat said, you know, don't stop making videos, just keep going. And it's so true, like you sort of push your way into another niche, and I really didn't even do it on purpose, but it sort of makes the channel not twice as big, but the guys that love the Jeep and hate the M3, they don't have to watch the M3 video, or they can just click through. And vice versa, you know, if you're here for the M3 or just here for detailing. I mean, I haven't shown a detailing video in a few videos, so maybe you're annoyed, but you know, that it's sort of, that's why I like it, because it's 100% true to what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll try to think about like, I wonder if there's anything I can film this weekend, but I won't go skydiving just so I could film it. You know, I won't do something just so I can film it. I'll do stuff kind of in general with an idea of if I can film it or not, and be, you know, a little more excited about it. If I can show you guys some fun stuff, then that's exciting. But you can pretty much tell, you know, when people are sort of faking it in a way, which sometimes is more exciting because they're doing exciting stuff, but then like at the end of the day, they're sort of transparent, you know, they don't really, they're not as, you know, personable, I don't think. So me, I'm just kind of like, I'm doing me, which is a little selfish, but it's easier for me to be honest with you guys. I know you get pissed when I do clickbait every once in a while, but like, that's part of the game, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not gonna go on a huge rant, but like, if you think about it, like historically, like even like Seinfeld episodes, or like any sitcom or any movies, any shows, anything that's out, even the news especially, be like, wait till you send your kids to school, watch this, you know, watch this thing at 8 p.m. You know, like they want you to tune in at 8, don't send your kids to school until you watch this. And like, that's clickbait, guys. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I understand if like every single video is clickbait, like you kind of want some idea of what's gonna happen, but it's hard to title a video, and I don't really, I know sometimes it's like worse than others. Like when, the two that I've done recently, it's weird because the one I did, it said the cold ruined my Jeep and M3. The cold ruined them in a way because the Jeep didn't start and the M3 couldn't really like leave this area because I had no traction. I don't even know if I'd get down or even up my driveway when we had like 6 inches of snow and it's 0 degrees. So it ruined that car for me because it's ruining, you know, being able to drive it. Yeah, I know that's a stretch, but it is what it is. And then the Jeep was ruined because it wouldn't start. So, but no one really cared about that. But then when I did the video on doing donuts and had like a little exclamation thing in the video that made it look like I could have hit a wall, people were so pissed. So it's weird because they were both almost just as clickbaity as the others, but like, I don't really get why one got a ton of hate and the other one no one really like cared. Maybe because there's more going on in the other one or something, but I thought you guys would like the donuts or whatever I filmed that in that one video. But yeah, so honestly, like, I'm not saying that clickbait's going away because I think it's fun. I think it makes it exciting. It makes you want to watch. It makes me want to watch. And as long as it's not super annoying and 100% untrue like every single time, I don't really see the big deal, to be honest with you guys. So that's sort of like a total sidebar rant. If you guys feel like listening to me, I'm getting more natural at kind of just talking about YouTube stuff here than I really ever have. So that's kind of, it's more fun for me that way. But anyways, yes, the Jeep had 2 power steering pumps in 1 week, in less than 1 week, in less than 7 days. So that is done. And it sucks that I had to pay for one, but at least I didn't have to pay for both. Yeah, so anyways, check the other video out if you want sort of cost analysis. And I really do want to do a video on all the money I put into this Jeep, which I feel like is over $5 grand already, to be honest with you guys. So that'll be interesting. I have a whole spreadsheet and all that stuff. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in, dealing with this nighttime situation outside. I know it doesn't really look that dark because the camera, the G7X really adjusts super well. It could actually be like 9 p.m. It would actually look okay as long as there's some ambient lighting going on. But anyways, thank you for watching. Subscribe below, I appreciate it, and leave a comment. Tell me how much you hate clickbait or whatever you want to do, I don't care. And I will see you guys next time.